of God. That's what the scripture says in the book of Psalms 139:14. You are beautifully, wonderfully made. Everything we see in this world today is a product of self-esteem, of esteem. Why? Because when it was being designed, God was designing it intricately with purpose, of relevancy, of value, of worth to the world. So behind everything we see, there is a byproduct. It was birthed from a product of self-esteem, from a product of esteemness, which we said it is having high regard of one's self-worth, value, relevancy, significance, and importance in life. Everything. Why do I say so? Even man inclusive. You inclusive. When you are being intricately designed, God put time, He put detail. He said, Edwin, you'll be dark-skinned, you'll be tall, you'll be this height, you'll be in this geographical area, you'll be in this location in such a time. In order for you to be of relevancy and worth and value, whatever I put on the inside of you, it's meant to create, bring about a solution in that geographical area, in that place. And with the color therein, you will be able to administer solutions and values to other people, importance to other people in relation with your color, with your energy, with your height. In other words, when He was creating, He was seeing your worth, your value, your significance that you're going to play in that time, in that geographical area, in that society, in that neighborhood, in that family, in the circles of friends that you have. He knew that you will be someone that is valuable, someone that is relevant, someone that is going to impact, bring a difference, influence, and be a solution in that area. So you are not just an experiment in every stage of your life. You are coming with relevancy, with worth, with value. You are not just there as an experiment or an accident. You are there for a certain importance, a certain solution you ought to offer in that period of time. Are you aware that even as I speak right now, there are people that are listening to me right now? You may be in Abu Dhabi, Asia, Australia, America, Europe. You are there, you're listening to me right now. Wherever you are there with worth, with value, with relevance, with importance to impact, improve, be a solution to somebody. That is what you should regard yourself with. That is what makes you and uplifts your self-esteem in life. So you are not just a mere accident. You're not a biological accident. You're not a biological experiment. You're not a product that was placed on this planet to have a retreat or an excursion. Treat yourself with relevancy. Give yourself a treat with relevancy. Treat yourself, give yourself a treat of relevancy, worth, value. And every time you do that, you position yourself to be indispensable. Are you aware that if you do not position yourself in the realm of self-esteem, you fall vulnerable to everything that comes your way in life? Why? The entire world is marketing its philosophies, ideologies, beliefs, faith on a daily basis. The moment you step out of your house, even within your house, online, on on our TVs, on our phones, on our radios, in our cars, the entire world, everything you look around you, its marketing and branding, its philosophy, beliefs to you. The signposts over the highways, in the streets, in the cities, everything is advocating for your attention. It's rallying you towards its beliefs. The harlots, the prostitutes, the clubbers, the gangsters, the drug dealers, all these tabloids that run all over, they are always soliciting for your attention to fall for them, to fall for their beliefs, to fall for their convictions, to fall for their validations. But if you're not in position to embrace your realm of self-esteem, you'll fall for anything. That's why I said that it is very catastrophic for you if you do not embrace your self-esteem. I repeat this, I say, inability to position yourself in the realm of self-esteem prepositions you for failure. Your inability to position yourself in the realm of self-esteem prepositions you for failure. Why? Because if you're not having high regard of yourself, with relevance, with importance, with value, how else will anybody be able to attach value? To attach value to you. Your inability to attach value to self, it positions you for failure. So it is important in life for every one of you to understand that you're not just a mere mistake. You are here to know that you have relevance, you have worth, you have value on you, that the world is eagerly waiting for you to manifest, to solve its problems. Some of the problems we see today are a result of your failure to understand the value, the relevance, the importance that you are meant to provide in order that problem to be normal. So we need you to understand your value, your self-worth. You need you. So I repeat, your inability to attach value to self is an involuntary invitation to the external world to validate you. I repeat, your inability to attach value to self is an involuntary invitation to the external world to validate you. And remember, the external world will only validate you in relation to your personal exhibitions of self. I repeat, the external world will only validate you in relation with your personal exhibitions of self. Why? Because the way you exhibit yourself to the world is the way the world will view you. So failure to exhibit your self-esteem, your relevancy, your value, your importance and significance, that is how the world is going to validate you, my dear friend. Let it be in school, let it be in college. That is how the world is going to view you. Let me tell you a story. I suffered greatly. I was victimized with low self-esteem. I remember this one time. I'd gone to visit my grandparents, and when I reached there, my grandparents loved us so much. So my grandma, one of my aunties came with the sister, still my auntie, my young sister. When they came, everyone used to talk about them and how their home is nice and all these things. So my grandma tells me, today, now that your aunt has come, I want you to go and stay with her for 1 week. Oh, I got excited because I used to hear people talk about her and how her home is, and man, I love to go and just be there and see how it is. So as a young child, oh my goodness, I got excited. My grandma started packing for me, got the everything, put it in the bag and put it in the car of my older auntie, And then she told me, shower, get ready. She got the clothing for me that I was meant to put on. I put them on, and instantly I made myself so polished the way I could. And then I got into the car. So this other young sister that stays, my young auntie that was staying with the other auntie who owned that other home, came in the car. She had come to pick something while I was sitting there. Then she goes like, Edwin, what are you doing in the car? I thought, why is she asking? I told her, Grandma has told me to get in the car. I'm going with you guys for a week. She said, what? Get out. I said, I won't go out. I was silent, but in my heart I said, I'm not going out. Then all of a sudden she's like, look at you. You going with us? She pulled me and threw me to the ground. Out of the car. To the ground. And she went with these verbal insults. This is where it took me to the gates of hell. I drowned there. She said, look at you. You are so skinny. You're going to beshame us. Who is going to take you? Who is going to take you? You're going to make us feel like we are lobos. I felt small. I felt irrelevant. No worth in me. I cried. I dashed back into the bedroom. I was wailing. I felt the world had crushed me. She told me I'm not good looking and skinny. When I ran back into that bedroom, I could literally hear those words resounding heavily in my soul and my spirit. You're nobody. You're skinny. You're unpleasant to others. I was crushed. To cut it the long story short, even when my auntie came, as they looked for me, because my granny came to say bye to me and didn't find me in the car. When she came and told me, come, let's go, she asked me, I said, auntie, and I was going to mention, then auntie told me not to. I said, who told you? So she went and asked the elder auntie, and auntie said, no. She came and picked me. I said, no. Auntie said, I cannot. I'll beshame you. She mocked my dad. She said, you and your dad. I don't want even to say these words, but they hurt. It hurt. And even when they tried, my auntie really begged me, come, let's go. It's me, the owner of the home. I said, it doesn't matter. When you go to work, I'll stay with her. How can I stay with someone who looks down on me? She was holding my hand the moment I said those words. put my hand down, and she left in pain. But I was in the bedroom watching, because the bedroom was adjacent right where the car park was, and I opened the curtain and I could see them in the car. My elder auntie telling my young auntie, why were you doing that? Why did you do that? And she was so adamant. Look at him, they're still insulting, all those things. And to end the story short, they moved off, and that began my world of low self-esteem. Every time I reached school, I knew I was not relevant. So in school, I was in a war of self. I was trying to be relevant. I was always in tantrums, trying to show that I'm somebody. I joined bullying groups in order to seek for relevancy. I turned into chasing after girls in order to seek for relevancy. But the more I did, the more I became frustrated. I felt more empty. I hated self. I felt my world was crumbling. I walked a certain style. I sang. I was called Shaba because I was identifying myself with the personality that everybody celebrated, all in search and in quest of relevancy, self-worth, and esteem. But I was literally living other people. I was not living me. You might be there. You are in this position. You've been nailed, you've been labeled, scorned, a low academic achiever like me. I was told that to be a nobody. I was shamed, I was labeled, I was written off because of the way I appeared, the way where I was coming from. But I want to let you know, do not let yourself be validated by other people's opinions. Your validation and invalidation is not based on other people's opinions, but on your personal convictions. So you ought to embrace that. So when I did understand, actually I thank God for my dad, who so valued me. He saw the potential of me being a speaker. He started to introduce me to speaking when I was a young child, and plus a reverend, a Christian reverend, a Protestant reverend, who saw me and told me, you can preach. I started to speak in church when I was 10 years, I think, and I started to speak. And here I am today because someone spoke to me, my relevancy, my significance, my value. I'm here impacting lives. That's why as Transformers Hub, we are here to affirm to you that trapped on the inside of you is so much relevancy, significance, importance, ingenuity, abilities, and talents that you are meant to use to solve the world's problems, to impact life, to improve lives. You are a living solution to the world. That should be your self-high regard. That should be your self-esteem. You're not an accident. Square up your shoulders with your head high and say, I am a living solution. Start to identify your relevancy. When you go to that school, in the midst of your friends, regardless of them that look down on you and those who celebrate you, it doesn't matter. Them that look down on you, they were not designed for you to solve their problems. So you shouldn't feel bad about it. We are created uniquely to solve unique problems. I repeat, we are created uniquely to solve unique problems. So Whoever looks down on you, you are not created for them to solve their problems. You have someone unique that you are created for to solve their problem. They will celebrate you. So you shouldn't feel bad. So I forgave my auntie because I realized I was not made for them to solve their problems. Each one and every one of us, we were created to solve someone else's problem. So when you find someone that you're not appealing to them, it is fine. It's because you were not created to solve their problem. So square up your shoulders and with your head right high and go ahead and say, yes, I understand. Let me move on because I'm getting closer to someone else that I'll be able to solve their problems. So you needn't feel afraid of yourself. Have value, have self-value, relevancy. That's what gives you high self-esteem in life. Are you there? You're burdened. You're burdened in life. You're burdened with low self-esteem. You're with people and you feel they're stepping down on you. And you're always seeking for attention. There are these red flags that always will show you that you are in a danger zone of low self-esteem. One, every time you're seeking attention from other people to like you, just know you're in a danger zone of low self-esteem. Number two, every time you're on social media, Facebook, Instagram, looking at how many people are liking you or not, you're seeking for external validation and invalidation. We say do not let other people's opinion validate you or invalidate you. Let your personal convictions be the ones to validate you. So it is important when you see these red flags, seeking for other people's attention, to value. You're always on social media looking for likes. You're trying to behave like somebody else, walk like somebody else, speak like somebody else, dress up like somebody else. You see people literally naked on these social platforms. It's not because that is them. They are trying to seek attention for them to be loved. They are lacking self-esteem. So they feel if everybody is doing it, they should do it. So what am I trying to say? Self-esteem will make you, or it will kill you. I urge you to understand that your ineptness or your inability to attach value to yourself is an involuntary invitation to the external world to validate you or invalidate you. But remember, the world will only validate you in relation with your personal exhibition of self. How do you view yourself to the world? How do you exhibit yourself to the world? If you exhibit yourself as valuable, relevant, full of worth, the world will reciprocate your value that you exhibit to them. You're only celebrated as far as you celebrate yourself. So, I urge you and take charge of you. Please, this week, look at what is trapped on the inside of you. The potential, the power to become, that ingenuity, that talent, that ability. It is the secret to living into your power of self-esteem. You and I, as a family of transformers, who are transforming lives timelessly in pursuit of living its transcendent life. I know with self-esteem this week, take charge Have high regard of self with relevance, significance, importance, and man, when you do that, your life will not remain the same. Once again, I remain Edwin Peter, the timeless transformer. The Transformers Hub. We are here to transform lives timelessly and help you live an epic life. Live a life of game changers, unicorns, trailblazers, and that is who you are, and that is what awaits you. The entire world cannot help it, but it is eagerly waiting for you to be unleashed, to be manifested. Help yourself as you embrace your self-esteem to tap into the fullness of your greatness. Once again, Edwin Peter, the Timeless Transformer. Remember to subscribe with us here on our YouTube channel, and also follow us at Transformers Hub, Facebook, at Instagram, YouTube, and I know if you can also go ahead and follow us on our website www.transformershub.org. that would be great. You'll get to know more about what we do, and very soon we are bringing online classes with Transformers Empowerment Academy. I know your life will not remain the same when you do enroll. Remember, subscribe with us, give a thumbs up, and continue viewing us on our YouTube channel. Once again, see you next time. I will remain Edwin Peter, the Timeless Transformer, once again with you with Transformers Hub. Bye-bye.